we have next?
Call the meeting to order at 10 o'clock. We will need to do a roll call to make sure we have a quorum present. Representative Taylor, no, Representative Smith.
Present.
Representative Belcher.
Here.
Representative Brown. You start us, Mel?
Who's on there, but he's not seen.
I don't have anyone on Zoom. Is that?
Did you start recording yet?
Oh. Okay.
Thank you. So we'll call it to order, taking attendance currently. Representative Brown. Representative Hamblin.
Here.
Representative Crawford.
Here.
Representative McDonald.
Here.
Representative Pettinell.
Here.
Representative Bucco.
Here.
Representative Woodcock.
Here.
Representative Burrows.
Here.
Representative McAleer.
Here.
Representative, and myself is here. We have a present quorum. $11 here, 3 absent, and 1 hopefully just signing on. Representative Brown, are you present?
I am.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
That's okay. We have 12 members present. We need election of officers. Any nominations from the floor for chairman?
I can make a motion, Mr. Chair.
Representative Woodcock.
Thank you. I'd like to announce the nomination name of Representative Alavani. Alino.
Thank you. Any other nominations?
Do you need a second on that?
Correct.
Second.
Thank you.
Third.
Thank you. Just reply yes or no. Representative Smith.
Yes.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Hamblin.
Yes.
Representative Crawford.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Pettinell.
Yes.
Representative Bucco.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrows.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
Representative Page, my apologies, and myself, yes. 12 to 3. Nominations for vice chair. Representative Burrows.
Representative Page.
Second.
Okay, any further nominations?
I'd like to nominate Jonathan Smith.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Seeing as Representative Page is not here, does he know you're doing that?
That's always the best time to nominate someone.
That's right. That's what I say. Get them
Oh,
when they're
sure he
not
said
here.
yes, Representative, sure he said yes.
That's how I got my first one. I wasn't here.
You'd be honored.
Any further nominations?
Can I add something?
Sure.
Just because maybe he shouldn't be on it, but because he often has to be on Zoom, and maybe it would be better to have someone who could be here. Just rethinking it.
I have no issue
Okay, all right.
having his nomination, of course.
Okay, all right.
Any further nominations? Seeing that we have two, just reply with your choice. Representative Smith. Representative Belcher. Representative Brown.
I couldn't hear what the nomination, what you said, but.
Voting for Representative Smith and Representative Page.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to remove my second nomination, please, for Representative Chair, for Page.
We're in the voting mode.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you. Representative Brown.
For Representative Smith?
Representative Hamblin.
Smith.
Representative Crawford.
Smith.
Representative McDonald.
Smith.
Representative Pettinell.
Smith.
Representative Bucco.
Page.
Representative Woodcock.
Page.
Representative Burrows.
Page.
Representative McAleer.
Page.
Myself will vote for Smith. Representative Smith, you are now Vice Chair.
Thank you.
And we thank the nomination of Representative Page. I don't know if he'll like it. Motion for clerk.
I'll make the motion.
Representative Crawford.
I nominate John McDonald.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any further nominations? All right. Representative Smith, we're voting for Representative McDonald as chair.
Yes.
For clerk, excuse me.
Yes.
The highest shot, John.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Hamblin.
Yes.
Representative Crawford.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Pettinell.
Yes.
Representative Bucco.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrows.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
Representative myself, yes. Representative McDonald. To my left, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
All right, Representative Hamlin, will you lead us off with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, these are much nicer. Ready? We go to the executive committee next. Typically, the executive committee consists of the three chair, vice chair, and clerk. Representative Woodcock, do you have any nominations?
I nominate Tom Bucco. And I nominate Chris McAleer.
You don't like us?
No, I'm sorry, what am I supposed to do?
The executive committee for nominations for executive committee. Bucco and
McAleer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, got the joke.
Thank you. The executive committee will consist of chair, vice chair, clerk, Representative Bucco, and Representative McAleer. So, at the end of meetings, Representative McAleer, don't run away.
Try not to.
All right, and Representative Bucco, thank you again. And thank you, Representative Woodcock. And thank you to Ms. Burrows for having us for the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Trustee of the trust funds, we need a person to nominate for that position. It handles transfers for certain funds that are in the trustees of the commissioners.
Correct.
A member of the commission, a member of finance, and a member of the delegation are the three members that are required by law. Do we have any nominations for that? Representative Woodcock?
I have none.
Is that a job you have to be here for?
Technically.
Okay.
So somebody close would be preferable. Make me pick somebody.
Just put your heads down.
Who wants to volunteer? Representative Smith, thank you very much for volunteering. The Land Annex Subcommittee, they have done some great work. I certainly would like to thank the members that put in the long hours to take care of that. It's something that I'm not looking to extend unless the commissioners are asking for our input on that. Then we will let that lie for now. A IT subcommittee. There has been some requests through the budget, and I think it's important that we maintain a subcommittee on that to track those changes. I appoint Representative Belcher, Representative Brown, and Representative Page. They've served on that subcommittee in the past. Any objection? Thank you. I'm also going to have an outside agency subcommittee, because that is always a long discussion at the delegation level. Hopefully that the subcommittee can work to resolve that and bring us some recommendations.
What would that involve? I'm sorry. I'm
The
sorry.
outside agencies,
Yeah.
People that request money from the county.
Okay.
Is she?
Oh, got it, okay.
Yep. I would appoint Representative McDonald, Representative Brown, and Representative Woodcock to that committee. Any objections? First named will be chair on each committee. They are full delegation subcommittees, so they will be have to have minutes and other additional information if they request will be provided by the executive coordinator and or the commissioners. We have our minutes from October 9th. Motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Representative McAleer. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Representative Crawford. Any changes or omissions that need to be? Mr. Clark? First time.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve the minutes of October 9th. Representative Taylor. Representative Smith.
Yes.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Hamlin.
Yes.
Representative Crawford.
Yes.
The clerk votes yes. Representative Petnell.
Yes.
Representative Bucco.
Abstain, I was absent.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrows.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion passes. Now open the public hearing on the 2025 budget. We will take public input. Nobody?
I'm not sure. Hi,
Hi.
this is Deb from Starting Point,
Hi, Deb.
Weinstein. Hi, I don't know if this is the appropriate point to just ask a question. Are you discussing the whole budget as a whole or anything?
We are accepting the budget from the commissioners. There's nothing we can do about it for the next 20 days, and then we'll begin working on it. However, if you would like to make a public comment, you certainly can.
I would. Thank you for hearing me. I noticed that Starting Point actually applied for $50,000 in assistance, and it was written as $25,000, and it was recommended that we receive $25,000.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your consideration.
Yep. Any further public comment on the public hearing for the commissioner's budget?
Yes, Fred Kane from Oakville. Once again, I just want to bring up the agency staffing at the nursing home. As of November 10th, the township has spent $2.6,027,102.69. As you look at the budget today, you'll see that the staffing on the nurses, the figure has gone down, but the agency has gone up. In the last couple of years, we've gone from $15,000 a year to, we're going to be close to $3 million this year. I've been asking the commissioners and the delegation to look into this and do something. I think that's a big number. We have to see why we're losing the staff there. Yes, they're bringing agency in, and the agency is able to fill it, but why can't the county attract staffing to fill these positions? And then lastly, I'd also like to bring up the annex thing here. You know, supposedly we're moving forward on this, and the grants and the federal money, but from my understanding, the federal grants have to be sent out, and we have to get 3 bids for it. I have not seen the commissioners talk about the 3 bids or accept the bids, so I'm believing we could be in default to receive those funds, and I think the delegation ought to look into that also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any further public comments?
Yeah, I'd like to say about the, my name's Kevin Poole.
Thank you.
You know, this White Horse, I read their ads that they're a faith-based organization, and I feel that that's like a separation of church and state, but that they're faith-based. I don't know if you remember or not, but I was openly singled out and discriminated against from buying hay from this county farm, just to refresh your memory. But you know, things have changed, and thankfully to the board of commissioners, I'm now allowed to buy hay, and I'm looking forward to. I'm really quite grateful that Commissioner McGee has been elected as a commissioner, and Harold Parker is now commissioner. So I think the tomfoolery and the shenanigans and the discrimination is going to come to a screeching halt. I'm excited about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How are you? Dallas Emery. I had a discussion with the commissioners not too long ago, and they were discussing the budget. And I said that I would come and ask the delegation if they would still be willing to reduce the budget by 10%, which is what they asked me when I stepped in to be the commissioner. If they wanted to reduce it by 10%, would I be willing to do that? I'm asking you if you'd be willing to reduce it by 10%. So I figured I'd bring that up.
Thank you, Mr. Emery. Any further public comments?
Hi there, I'm Elizabeth Kelly Scott. I'm the Executive Director of the Child Advocacy Center of Carroll County. I know that you all have a full agenda today, so I won't belabor anything, but I did want to address the regional appropriations. We requested level funding from the county again this year, and the Commissioner's proposed budget has actually kept that level funding in of $70,000. And I just wanted to thank the delegation and the commissioners for your partnership in keeping kids safe in our community. And let you know that I'm here and available to address any questions that you might have about the Child Advocacy Center. If you want to shoot me an email or anything, or check out our website. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Further public input?
I'm Jan Brooks, one of the program coordinators from N68 Hours of Hunger, the Wolfboro area. And I'm here just to thank you all for your support over the last couple of years and also keeping us at level funding this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further public input? Nobody online? We will close the public hearing portion and have a quick discussion on budget presentation. I have a couple, unless anybody has any others. For the agency staff and the nursing.
Can you show a page, Representative?
Yep.
That's the page you're working on.
I'm sorry. I think it's page 22.
Thank you.
Can we have a year-to-date? Because I know this is September 30th for us.
I don't have the November figure with me. I just have the October, which actually Mr. Kane's would be larger. But if you give me a minute, I will look it up and I will let you know.
Okay, and following up with that, while you're in there, is there offsetting revenue as well, additional revenue that's coming in that can offset this cost?
Yes, there is, actually. In the narrative that accompanied the budget, I addressed that. And I actually probably have the information in here for you. There has been, and I think the nursing home administrator is here and probably could speak to it more eloquently than I could, but he's done a terrific job in the mix, changing the mix at the nursing home, and has raised revenue to the point where it has exceeded estimated budget at the end of November by $1.7 million. And expenses are looked to be short about $450,000, but that still gives the nursing home, due to the increase in revenue, a significant increase over budget. And then I will look up the year-to-date information for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I have a follow-up after that when you are all set.
Okay.
Any questions on the budget overall? Yes, Representative.
This is
Barrow.
relative to the agency nursing. I don't understand how the union negotiations work, and I know that the RNs aren't part of it, but when they talk about raises like for LPNs, is there consideration given to things like agency nurses so that we could raise their salaries to alleviate some of that? I don't know if I'm clear on that.
You want to give agency nurses raises, or you
No,
talking about
no.
in-house?
I do not want to give agency raises nurses. I think they're doing just fine. I'm talking about, is there discussion, does anyone know, is there discussion when there's union negotiations about raising those rates like for LPNs so that we could reduce the dependency on agency nurses? And I don't even know who does.
The answer is yes, and we did that, actually. I was part of the last union negotiation last year. We did in fact raise them significantly, especially for the LNAs.
Thank you.
Follow-up? Sure. And also want to know, has there been an analysis of, or maybe the administrator could answer this, if we paid the RNs what the agency nurses are making, plus benefits, could we attract more people?
That's a great question. We do analyze that, and I think, as the CFO mentioned in previous meetings, the difference in cost between our salaries plus the fringe is not that much lower than an agency nurse. And we are looking to attract more. Of course, we want 100% of our own staff. That way we can train them and keep them, better supervised and things like that. The good thing is about the agency nurses, we sign 14-week contracts. So it's not a day here, a day there. But this is our most pressing need at the nursing home. It's been there since before I got there. It's the same thing here. As Commissioner McGee said, the union negotiations were extremely positive. When we gave our final proposal, they were very pleased at how aggressive we were on salaries. So we are aggressive on salaries. We're also aggressive on yearly raises. It's just one small thing. We're also looking at retention, which most of our retention comes from people that we don't think are necessarily our type of staff to best perform their job. So we don't have people leaving because they're going down the street, whereas happened before, because we've changed our rates and we've also changed the culture. We have people because either they're not doing the job that we think they need to do, or they're moving away. So we do have some retention issues, but a lot of it's based on how we're looking at our staff and seeing if they're good enough for the residents of Carroll County to be taken care of.
Quick question. Do the agencies that you're working with ever try to poach your own staff? And if so, is there something in the contract that would prevent them from doing that?
We have not seen that yet.
Okay.
And they're also told that if they start touching our staff, they will lose that contract.
Okay.
Thank you. Representative Woodcock.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A question to follow up to Representative Barrow, if I may?
Sure.
I'll turn so I can start talking. Thank you. You talked as we guys try to increase the staffing for permanent RNs from your facility, minus agency. You said you're doing, can you tell us what you're doing to facilitate that?
We actually, I wish the HR, because HR is responsible for recruitment. We do more of the retention, but we're in constant contact with the Human Resource Department. So we're doing a lot more with ZipRecruiter. In the past, they used a different recruitment vehicle, which has shown a lot more traction of getting people. Right now, RNs and LPNs, we kind of lump together because they both, in a nursing facility, they both do similar jobs. RNs, mostly, their talents are used more in hospitals, but we're not doing tons of IVs and things like that. So what an LPN, when our RN can do in a nursing home, similar to what an LPN can do. So we're working closely with Linda and her team about getting additional staff. So I think that was a long way of saying that Human Resources and Mountain View are working closely to get, and we are looking at benefits, we're looking at soft benefits and things like that, so we think make things more attractive, and doing different retention activities.
Thank you. Representative, to follow, Representative Woodcock.
Yes, but I'll wait till Representative McAleer is done.
Representative McAleer.
Just my question, at any given time, how many full-time salary people do we have versus the agency people? Obviously, it's going to vary a little bit, but just sort of the numbers.
Off the top of my head, currently today we have 11 agency staff. We usually run, let's see, 5. It's probably about 20% agency staff, 80% our staff.
Thank you. Mr. Carson, the same.
Representative Woodcock.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. To follow up to, I want to understand I want to make sure I heard this correctly. So your initiatives to increase local staffing, current local staffing, is just ZipRecruiter?
That's the main vehicle, yeah. We also are in contact with different, like LNA Health Careers and places like that, different schools that put LNAs through, also do LPNs and RNs. So we also are in contact with, I believe Ridgewood has a program, so we also go to those programs as well.
Just last one, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Please follow up.
Thank you. I just want to make sure I read this correct. Did I hear you say that the bulk of the except for the non-medical pieces, done by the LPNs and not the RNs?
And RNs, the duties of an RN, LPN, and a nursing facility are pretty similar. In years past, if you did IVs, we don't do IVs currently, but in IVs, it used to be you'd have to mix the IV and complex
Right.
stretching, that's more an RN thing. We're not at that point yet, acuity-wise. So everything an RN can do in my facility, LPN can do the same.
Last one.
Sure. Representative.
So you changing your ratio then to have more LPNs than your RNs?
We're not changing the ratio, it just seems that more LPNs want to come work for nursing facilities where more RNs want to work at a hospital.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
This
Representative.
one, can you tell us what, if any, relationships you have, with the community college or any other colleges recruit? Because I know Memorial Hospital has been very successful in cutting down agency staff because of those relationships.
We have a relationship with Lakes Region Community College, who's gone to their job fairs. We have a relationship with LNA Health Careers. I know Linda and Taylor have gone to, Johnson and one up north. I can't recall the name. So we go to all these job fairs. It's one of our main drivers, because if we can go there and they're local to us, we tend to attract them. We have been very successful with the LNA program, at the high school down here. So we have probably 4 staff that when they're not at school, they're working weekends for us and some nights. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions on the budget? Feel free to do anything other than the nursing home.
No, I have a question.
Representative?
Crawford.
I'm sorry, I was reading.
It's okay.
Representative Crawford, my apologies.
That's not- I have a question for the county attorney and sheriff, if I might. So, do you have investigators, do you have 1 or 2 investigators in the county attorney's office?
We have 1.
You have 1. And is that person under the sheriff, or is that under you?
Under me.
It's under you. But that person's salary comes out of the sheriff?
Comes out of mine.
It comes out of yours. So the investigator is a full-time police officer? Does the investigator need to be a full-time police officer, is the first question.
Yes. They have to be a certified law enforcement.
Law enforcement person. So you take her, she, or he, their salary and pay their retirement too, right?
Correct.
Okay, so, and the vehicle, is he or she using a cruiser, or are they using a civilian car?
It is a former cruiser that was in use at the sheriff's office that has been stripped down. I guess the best way to say it, it's been recycled. It's one that the sheriff's office had used on the road for years and had taken it out of sort of circulation, and that we use that car. It doesn't have the same mobile data terminal that the sheriff's.
Okay, so you take care of all the expenses for that
Yes, we do.
vehicle? So your line says they've only spent $238, so it must be a big car. That's what I'm seeing here.
I don't know.
It's probably up around 150, 160,000 miles.
Yeah.
So it's gonna need those, things that happen at that age of the car. It has had some minor repairs, so I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you. I've got another question.
Sure, Representative Crawford.
Thank you. So I'm looking at county convention, and there's all like $1, $1 legal fees. Deli, did you put that someplace else? There's no monetary amount on any of those.
What page are you looking at?
I'm looking at page 5, no, page 6. It's all just $1. For legal fees, delegation coordinator, social security,
That's convention.
Medicare.
Yeah, that's my budget.
Okay, why wasn't it just say 1?
Once we keep those lines open in case we need them for something. but we were paying the delegation coordinator, Social Security, Medicare a few years ago, then we combined that position.
That's what I want to do, so you're just leaving it open?
Just leaving it open in case we have to go back to it, yeah, because if we zero it out, we can't. We could, but we open it, but we can't fund it.
And just one more.
Sure, Representative Crawford, please.
Sorry.
It's okay.
There's no monetary amount for the CFO salary. Why is that?
Page one.
Page 9,
Thank you.
in finance.
Thank you.
It's under contractor services.
What page is that?
Page 9.
I knew you were gonna ask for that.
.098.
Page 9, very last line.
Okay. So do we just keep that open just in case? Is that why we always put just a dollar amount?
Oh, up top, yes, in case
Yeah.
we do hire an employee at that,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. I'm done for now.
Yep, thank you. Any further questions on the budget? CFO, have you gotten the
Yes.
numbers that I like?
$2,744,754. And that is basically at the end of November because it is a 2 to 3 week delay before we get the bills. So,
Yes, and I think November was a 3-week pay period,
5 week, actually.
and so I think they had 3 checks in that month,
5 in that month.
well, 5 weekends, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Was there 3, I think we have, I know every other, we have 3, typically have 3.
We get it them weekly. We do. We get them weekly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for the nursing home administrator, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
The reason we use so much agency staff is so we do not have to close beds, because we're understaffed. And what are we currently running right now?
Today, we're at 101, capacity is 103. So for the month, we averaged, I think, 100.1 residents with a very healthy waiting list.
Thank you. And given that we have other county nursing homes, how do we fare within the state with our occupancy limit, or with our occupancy percentage?
I would say if we're not number one, we're very close to being, occupancy with the highest.
Thank you. Opioid settlements, page 3, do we still have that coming in?
Yes, we do.
How long is that for?
That's unknown. We received $165,000 through the time this budget was done, and I believe we are receiving, if have not received already, another $65,000.
Oh, I like getting our money back. Any other questions while we are here? Representative Cordelli sent over a request for information. Has the county received that? 'Cause I know I did.
I have received nothing.
Yeah, I haven't, so normally those come through me. Is it the annual?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll reach out to Maximus again.
Yes, you can consider that a request of the chair as well.
Okay.
I like some of his requests that were in there are not part of your narrative. So it might be department head specific questions.
Question, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Representative Woodcock.
Thank you. Will the rest of the delegation be privy to the information?
Of course, 100%.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Certainly would like to thank the CFO for presenting us with the narrative. I find it is very helpful when we have we're home looking at this and there's questions, we can go through it and have some sort of answer. I hope that that is forthcoming in the future as well as other changes that are necessary within the county. I know our performance audits have been regularly worked on, and I hope that we can continue on that path to having a clean county bill of health from the auditors, from if we have another performance audit or anything like that. So I don't want to speak on behalf of the delegation, but I have seen a change, and I'm enjoying it.
Thank you.
Enjoying it. All right, seeing no further questions, we will move on. Ratification of the Sheriff's Department 2025-28 Collective Bargaining Agreement. Sheriff, you are center stage. Please join us. Do we have copies of that CBA? Or is it pending approval?
I have not received a signed copy, full signed copy from the union. I've received it from the commissioners assigned. So I know it was ratified by the bargaining agreement, group, so there should be no problem in getting that signed copy. I don't know if it's on its way or not. But yes, once it's signed, it will be forwarded to you.
I am hesitant in having voting on something we don't have in front of us that has been approved. Do you want to move this to our next meeting? Or do you want to have the executive committee sign off on the ratification of the agreement? Representative McAleer.
Just a question, is the agreement, or all the sums in that agreement in this budget shown here?
Yes.
So we have the numbers?
You have the numbers, yes, we just don't have the agreement, so I'm hesitant to approve the agreement without actually reading it. And if the delegation's will is to have the executive committee review it and sign off on it, I'm happy to accept that motion.
I think that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Representative Comeau.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't even see that on the agenda, so what is it?
Number 7.
This doesn't say anything about the sheriff's budget. Or agreement, does it?
Mine doesn't.
Did you take it out?
No.
Mine did. It was on at one point, now it's off.
Mine's different.
That's number 7, it says consideration of the presentation.
Where'd you get this
It's not even on.
Do you have it?
He is correct, we have 2 different agendas.
No, this is one different.
Yes, here it is on
I
this
have one that
one.
came from email. Yeah, it's different.
Why is this?
Email.
Confusion.
That's easy.
You're trying to see something.
Yep. Yep. That's the official one today.
Okay, I got it now.
Do you have another one?
No, Sheriff? We have a motion on the floor to allow the executive committee to sign off on the ratification of the CBA once we have received it. We will have that posted as part of our meeting at our next meeting of the executive committee. Any further discussion? Mr. Clark?
Okay, I have a motion to have the executive committee sign off on the ZBA with the sheriff's office. Vice Chairman Smith.
Yes.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown. Representative Brown. Okay, Representative Hamlin.
Yes.
Representative Crawford.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Petro.
Yes.
Representative Bucco.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrow.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We'll be in touch, Sheriff, once you have all that information for us.
Thank you.
Our typical consideration to engage the auditing services. CFO, would you like to speak to that briefly?
I would. It wasn't presented or discussed at the commissioners' meeting. Is that something that you still can act on at this point, also including the TAN?
Yes, we actually can
Okay.
do that because you guys need our approval anyway, so we can pre-approve it, and then if the commissioners sign off, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't like doing it that way, however, it requires the full delegations
Okay.
approval.
So I would like to engage Vashon Cloquet again this year to perform the 24 audit. I already have actually been in contact with them for preliminary schedules so that we can get it right on the calendar in February. This will be the 4th year, but it will be the 3rd year complete year that I have been in charge for the finances. And so I would like to continue to engage them for the 4th year, and then if the delegation so chooses, we can put it out to bid for 25.
Fantastic. Motion to approve Vashon and Coupley for our auditing services.
So moved.
Thank you, Representative Woodcock. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Representative McNamara. Discussion. Representative Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What is the cost for the audit this round?
They bill hourly because they are dealing with the single audit and federal money. The initial years, it was fairly expensive. It was up in the $40,000 to $45,000 range. In '23, it was closer to $30,000.
Thank you.
And any further questions for the CFO on the auditing services? Last year's audit done?
Yes,
Done on time?
yes.
Done before statute ran?
March or April it was done.
And we expect that same timeline this year?
Yes, we do.
So to the commissioner who's remaining, thank you for having our audits done on time. And we
You're welcome.
continue to admire the CFO for her experience and leadership in getting those done on time for us. I will say it's probably the first time it's been done according to statute since I've been here. And the delegation thanks you.
You're very welcome.
Is the treasurer present?
We don't have one sworn in yet, Mr. Chairman.
Why not?
So that happens on January 8th.
Is the acting treasurer here?
The deputy is not.
CFO, can you speak to the TAN borrowing, or do
I-
you need to wait for the treasurer?
I can speak to it and let you know the progress. I have had a meeting with the treasurer-elect and asked his permission to put his name as the treasurer-elect on the application for the TAN. I've received a preliminary interest rate for the tax exempt and the taxable portion of the TAN, and we would like to request the same amount that we have at $17 million.
Motion to approve TAN borrowing up to $17 million for the treasurer.
So moved.
Thank you, Representative Woodcock. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Representative McAleer. So where are we with TAN borrowing this year? What was our maximum? Well, where are we right now?
$8 million. And the finance office did a great job at managing cash flow to keep interest as low as possible. So, pretty happy.
So given that we have three-ish weeks left,
The county funds, county taxes are coming in now, and I don't expect that we'll have to borrow anymore.
Question, Mr. Chair?
Representative Woodcock.
Thank you. On the 17 million, that's only utilized, it's only, the cost is only focused as we draw down on it, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so 17 was last year, we used 8.
We used 8 in
Ballpark.
23, and we've used 8 so far in 24.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. What is the interest rate on both sides? We have taxable and untaxable.
The projected or the current?
Projected for next year, because the current one we already have in budget.
Yep, projected for next year, the tax exempt is 5.65 and taxable 7.25. But for as long as I've been here, we have not gone into the taxable funds. So 5.65 is, and we will continue to negotiate that because it doesn't come effective till we sign the TAN paperwork, so there's a chance the interest can go down.
Perfect, and for our new members, could you just explain that? Two different portions.
Based on cash flow, the bank and the attorneys come up with a calculation. We do a cash flow projection of what is allowable really to get us through the operations of the county. And so a portion of it is taxable, calculated based on the cash flow of the county, and the remainder is taxable, non-taxable, taxable.
Quick question.
Representative Burrows?
In securing the debt, does that come through the state?
No, it comes through our banking relationship.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And it's all, we have an attorney that does all of the necessary work for local government.
Thank you.
Thank you. And have you shopped that around, or is that still with Bank of New Hampshire?
Yes, it's still with Bank of New Hampshire.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Mr. Clark?
Okay, the first motion will be the motion to engage the county auditor. Vice Chairman Smith.
Yes.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Hamlin.
Yes.
Representative Prophet.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Pettit.
Yes.
Representative Hugo.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrows.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. My apologies.
And the second motion is can borrowing of up to amount of 17 million. Vice Chairman Smith.
Yep, Representative.
Yes. Yes.
That's out of order.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Hamlin.
Yes.
Representative Prophet.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Pettit.
Yes.
Representative Hugo.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrows.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
That motion passes.
Thank you. I apologize to delegation for being out of order in the motions.
Thanks, Mr. Jenny, for that.
Any other business to come before the meeting? Coordinator Siemens has brought forward a weather cancellation procedure for the next 2 years for us. And we just need a motion to approve.
You want anybody else?
You okay?
I've got one, thank you.
Any discussion or changes? I think it's the same one we've held in the past. We've been lucky the last few years we haven't had to postpone any because of weather.
Mr. Chair,
Representative Belcher.
just a brief question, because it opens with the decision being placed on both the chairman and the clerk. I'm just unsure as to how that works. Is there one person who trumps the other person in that? Is there any coordination with each other, how that decision is made? It's just, I'm not sure.
Mr. Chair, can you repeat the question, please?
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
So the first, it opens up by saying that Carroll County Delegation to cancel or postpone scheduled meetings. The decision to cancel or postpone a meeting will be made by the chairman and clerk. I'm just not clear how it can be made by both people unless it's mandated in coordination between them. It's just a process question.
Mr. Chairman, that was a carryover from previous years when you had a chairman that lived at one end of the county and a clerk that lived up in Hart's location, and the two of them would get together and make the decision based on the Grand Pacific County. So I just kept it as a chairman and a clerk.
Can we just change that to or?
Sure.
Because I might email John and say cancel the meeting. I like or.
As the person then puts this into action, can we just leave the chairman then, if you don't really like one? The two of you consult and then,
Sure.
or the clerk, either or instead of or, like, pick one.
Mr. Chair, I would move that the and clerk be dropped from this line 3.
I would concur.
Second.
Don?
Okay.
Comment before it votes, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Considering the chair and the other members of the executive committee are in the southern part of the county, you be sure to check the weather in the northern part.
What I just heard was Representative Woodcock will send me a report in the morning.
Up at 5.
There you go. Feel free to drop a text or give me a call.
You can also check the weather
Just
alert
2
online
hours.
to get a different, by putting in.
I think I'm the furthest north.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
You guys figure it out.
You don't get up at 5.
I go-
I've had one.
So what is the new wording on this?
We're just checking out and Clark on the first paragraph. So I'll just make, the chairman or future chairman will be making the decision in coordination with Representative Woodcock. Representative Woodcock.
It says that has to be 2 hours before the scheduled meeting.
Yep.
2 hours.
It more than likely would be the night before if there's something large coming. Representative Hamlin.
So in the event now that it's going to be one person such as yourself, should this read the chairman or the chairman designated in case of you being absent, away on vacation or something?
He doesn't go on vacation.
It's been 5 years.
Oh, I appreciate the dedication.
Dedication, yes. Typically, if not, I will let Coordinator Siemens know, and she will notify everyone.
Thank you.
I would normally reach out to the vice chair, the chair's not available. So.
I will just follow the regular hierarchy if I'm not available.
Oh.
Any further discussion? That was fun. Mr. Clark, approval of the cancellation policy with amendment.
Yeah, I just need the second, who seconded that?
I think I did. Belcher, thank you.
The approval of the weather cancellation policy with the and clerk drop from the amendment. Vice Chairman Smith.
Yes.
Representative Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Hamlin.
Yes.
Representative Crawford.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Pettit.
Yes.
Representative Bucco.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrow.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
You are welcome. Do we need minutes signed for the night? Representative McDonald can sign off on those.
Okay.
Any further business to come before the delegation?
Just a question, Mr. Chair, please.
Representative Woodcock.
Is there anything that requires the executive committee to wait till 12 noon, as you printed the time in the agenda?
Mr. Chairman,
1 second, Representative Woodcock.
I don't think we have any business for the executive committee because the line item transfers weren't approved prior to your meeting tonight.
I'll be canceling the executive committee meeting.
Waiting around for an hour, Chris might resign, he'll do it in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further business to come before the delegation? CFO, please.
Yes, last year we changed around the budget process a little bit later where we took a Saturday and the executive committee and department heads, whoever you wanted to see it, worked on the budget and then presented it to the full delegation. Would you consider doing that sort of process again this year?
That has been discussed, and that seems to be the consensus. However, I will need a motion to do that. Representative Woodcock.
Was that discussed with the northern tier? Or?
Yes, you have to have the executive committee present the budget to the,
Okay.
work on the budget and then present it to the delegation.
So move.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? So just for clarification, is to allow the executive committee to work on the entirety of the budget, aside from IT and the outside agencies which have their assigned subcommittees. We will look at the rest of the budget and make a presentation to the entire delegation to streamline the process and to make our meetings less lengthy, if that's possible.
Is that going to be held on a Saturday as recommended by COO?
I would probably like that. However, I don't know what department heads like. So I will be in touch with coordinating that with Ms. Siemens.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the motion? Mr. Clark.
That was first by Representative Woodcock.
Woodcock, then Belcher.
Okay, the motion is to allow the executive committee to work on the entire budget. Vice Chairman Smith.
Yes.
President Belcher.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Okay. Representative Hamlin.
Yes.
Representative Croft.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Petnell.
Yes.
Representative Bucco.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Burrows.
Yes.
Representative McAleer.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Since it will be an open meeting, I would suggest anybody on the delegation who wishes to attend, and members of the public to attend as well. And we should be able to have a couple less meetings this year. Any further business to come before the delegation? Representative Bucco.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a question that, what accounts will be not included in that executive session?
We have a subcommittee on IT and a subcommittee on outside agencies. Those two will make their presentations independently.
Outside agencies, which are the ones that are on this sheet?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then what was the last second?
Information
Oh,
technology.
yeah.
Yeah. They have a sizable request in the budget, and I think it needs attention.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No further business come before the delegation today. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Thank you, Representative Woodcock. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
11:01.
Thank you, everyone.
I've forgotten that. Get the whole
Okay, let's just try. Okay, great.
Chris McAleer.